You know that sound. You are out in the yard on a Saturday morning, you bend down to pick up a feed bucket, and you hear it. That slow rip right up the inside of the leg on a pair of jeans that fit better than anything hanging in a store today. So you go price a new pair, and the tag says $40, sometimes $50, for denim half as heavy as what just tore. Folks usually do one of two things next. They throw those jeans in the rag pile, or they iron on one of those stiff patches that peels loose by the third wash and chafes the whole time in between. My mama Opal never did either one. She could close a hole between the legs with nothing but a needle and two spools of thread, no patch at all, and when she was done you could not find the spot from 3 feet away. Stay with me to the end, because the whole trick comes down to one fact about how denim cloth is woven, and it is the reason the second spool of thread is not blue. I'm Roy Mullins. I'm 59 years old, and I live on the 40 acres at the head of a holler in eastern Kentucky, where my people have farmed since the 1800s. I spent 22 years as an electrician in the coal mines before I came back home to run the old home place full time. Everything I know in the kitchen came from my mama Opal, and most everything else came from my papa Harlan. Now, let's talk about why jeans always give out in that same spot. The inside of the leg is the one place on a pair of pants where cloth rubs against cloth with every single step you take. Thousands of steps a day, every day, and that rubbing sands the fabric thinner and thinner until one good stretch pops it open. That's why the hole hardly ever shows up on the knee first for us grown folks. It shows up between the legs, in the one place a patch was never going to survive, and that is the trouble with the iron-on patch. A patch is a stiff square glued onto the one part of your jeans that has to bend and fold every time you sit down, climb a porch step, or get in the truck. The glue cracks, the edges curl, the washing machine finishes the job, and now you have the same hole with a flap hanging off it. And that stiff edge rubs your skin raw the whole time it lasts. What Mama did instead is called darning. Instead of covering the hole, you weave brand new cloth right into it, thread by thread, until the hole is not hidden but gone. It flexes like denim because it is built like denim. And remember what I said about that second spool of thread? I'll come back to why it isn't blue, because that is the part everybody gets wrong, and it is the whole difference between a repair you can spot across the room and one you can't find with your finger. Now, this little fix is the same kind of thinking that fills up the book me and Brenda put together. It's called Save $9,000 a Year, the Appalachian Homestead Manual. It is every old mountain system my family has used for 3 generations to feed a household and run a home on almost nothing, written out plain, step by step. The garden, the pantry, and the putting up, the root cellar, the smokehouse, the kitchen, the power, and the water. Added together, those methods save our household better than $9,000 a year, and that is honest figuring, not sales talk. The book is $17 right now, marked down from $47, and the first method you try usually hands that $17 back inside a month. Use it up, wear it out, make it do, or do without. That is the whole book in one sentence. Now go ahead and grab your phone and open up your camera, the same one you use to take pictures. Point it at that square code on your screen and hold it steady for a second. A little link will pop up. Give it a tap and it will take you straight to the book. And if you are watching on your phone right now, the link is waiting for you right down below in the description. Take your time. There is no rush at all. I'll wait right here. All right. Go dig out the sewing box and let's fix these jeans. You need 5 things, and I would bet you already own 4 of them. You need a regular hand sewing needle in a middle size. You need 1 spool of blue all-purpose thread, as close to your denim color as you can find. You need 1 spool of plain white thread. Hold on to your question about that one. You need a good pair of scissors, and you need something hard, smooth, and rounded to slip inside the pant leg while you work. Mama had a wooden darning egg. Papa's trick was a burned out light bulb, and I still keep one in the sewing box on the kitchen shelf to this day. A jelly jar laid on its side does the same job. If you own none of this, the whole list runs about $6 at the sewing counter. $6 set against $40 for new jeans. Start with clean, dry jeans laid out in good light on the kitchen table by a window if you can. Now look at the hole and leave it alone. Do not cut it square. Do not trim away the thin, shadowy cloth around it. Every thread still hanging on is a thread you get to anchor into. Just snip off the loose white fuzz standing up from the surface. Slide your light bulb or your jar inside the leg, right underneath the hole. That hard curve keeps you from sewing the leg shut, and it holds the cloth open at its natural shape, so the finished repair sits the way the jeans actually hang. Take your time getting it settled. There is no rush to any of this. Now, folks, pay attention here, because this is the part everybody gets wrong. Thread your needle with the blue about an arm's length and not the end. Before you touch the hole itself, sew a plain running stitch in a ring all the way around it, 1/2 inch out into strong, solid denim. That is 1/2 inch, about the width of your thumbnail. That ring is your foundation. The cloth at the edge of a hole is worn thin, and a repair built on thin cloth just tears out a bigger hole the first time you squat down. Papa always said you fence the pasture before you turn out the stock. Same idea here. That handles the foundation, but it leaves you with an open hole, so next comes the ladder. With that same blue thread, lay long stitches straight across the hole, running up and down the leg, the same direction the leg runs. Come up through solid fabric on one side of your ring. Cross over the hole. Go down through solid fabric on the other side. Then come back and lay the next stitch right beside it. Close as the lines on notebook paper. And here is the part that feels dead wrong. Do not pull those threads tight. Leave each one just barely slack. Loose enough that you could slip a matchstick underneath it. A tight thread turns your repair into a drumhead, and a drumhead splits. Denim has give in it, and your new threads need that same give. Loose enough for a matchstick. I'll say it once more because it matters that much. Loose enough for a matchstick. Keep laying threads until the whole hole is covered in blue lines. Rest your eyes when you need to. This is front porch work, not race work. And keep that white spool close because its turn is next and we are getting close to the Y. Now thread your needle with the white and knot it. Anchor it in solid denim at one corner of your ring. This time you are working side to side, crossways to those blue threads. Weave the needle over the first blue thread, then under the second, over the third, under the fourth, all the way across the hole. On the next row, come back the other way and do the opposite. Under where you went over and over where you went under. That is the whole motion. Over and under, back and forth. Same as weaving a white oak basket. Every few rows, use the flat side of the needle to snug the finished rows gently down against each other, the way you would comb a youngin's hair, not yank it. Keep going until the blue disappears into one solid little woven pane of cloth. Look close at it, and you will see it carries the same slanted grain as the denim around it. That is no accident, and we are one step from the reason. To finish, sew 2 or 3 more rings of running stitch around the outside of your weave, working outward into the good denim and catching down any thin fabric nearby. Turn the leg inside out. Tie off both threads with a couple of small knots and trim the tails. Now, one more thing before the needle goes away, and this one spares you the whole job next month. Holes between the legs come in pairs. Check the matching spot on the other leg. 9 times out of 10, it is worn thin and fixing to open. Lay a small ladder and weave right over that thin spot today before it ever becomes a hole. 10 minutes now saves the full repair later. For the first couple of washes, turn the jeans inside out and wash them cold, and that mend will outlast the rest of the pants. And that brings us to the part I promised you at the start. Take any pair of jeans and look at the inside of the leg. Notice how much paler it is than the outside. Now look close at the outside, at those little slanted lines in the weave. Denim is what the old cloth mills call a twill, and it is woven from 2 different threads. The threads running up and down the leg are dyed blue with indigo. The threads running side to side are plain white cotton, never dyed at all. They cross over and under each other, blue one way, white the other, and that is why jeans fade the way they do, and why the inside is pale. So when you darn with blue thread running the length and white thread woven across it, you are not patching denim. You are weaving denim, the exact same cloth the mill made. Light falls on it the same way. It fades right along with the rest of the pants. The eye slides straight over it. A mend done all in blue sits on those jeans like a bruise. Done Mama's way, it disappears. That's the Appalachian way, and that little piece of know-how is the same waste-nothing thinking that fills every page of Save $9,000 a year. The Appalachian Homestead Manual, the book me and Brenda put together. $17, marked down from $47, and the first system you put to work generally hands that $17 back inside a month. That is not money spent. That is a leak stopped. Now go ahead and grab your phone and open up your camera, the same one you use to take pictures. Point it at that square code on your screen and hold it steady for a second. A little link will pop up, give it a tap, and it will take you straight to the book. And if you are watching on your phone right now, the link is waiting for you right down below in the description. Take your time. There is no rush at all. I'll wait right here. So there it is. Fence the hole with a ring of stitches, lay the blue ladder loose, weave the white across it, and a pair of jeans headed for the rag pile goes back in the drawer for years. Did your mama or your papa have their own way of mending? Put it in the comments below. Those little family ways are exactly the kind of knowledge that gets lost when nobody writes them down. I read every single one. Next time, I'm going to show you how Mama kept her cast iron skillet slick as glass for 60 years without one drop of store-bought spray. And the whole trick happens in the 2 minutes after supper while the pan is still warm. Y'all take care now, and God bless.